Which dead celebrity would hate their current fanbase? 1. Kurt Cobain would definitely hate his current fanbase. The dude was all about rejecting fame and mainstream culture, and now his face is plastered on every piece of trendy clothing from Hot Topic to Urban Outfitters. He'd roll over in his grave if he saw how commercialized his image has become. 2. Tupac would probably be baffled by how people use him as a woke icon while missing half of what he was about. Sure, he had deep, socially conscious lyrics, but Pac was also a complex individual, and the way people try to fit him into neat little narratives today would definitely piss him off. 3. John Lennon. The way people idolize him today, turning him into some peace-loving saint, would drive him nuts. He was outspoken, sure, but he was also deeply flawed. I feel like he'd hate the fact that his fanbase brushes over his problematic behavior and only focuses on an imagined, idealized version of him. 4. James Dean would probably cringe at how people have turned him into this eternal symbol of cool without really understanding his actual acting chops. His fanbase now is more about the image, leather jackets, fast cars, than his contributions to cinema. 5. Jimi Hendrix. The way some modern fans reduce him to just being a cool stoner icon or focus solely on his drug use would probably irritate him. He was one of the greatest musicians ever, and I think he'd hate the way some people glorify the wrong parts of his life. 6. Marilyn Monroe. People still treat her like a dumb blonde bombshell, but Marilyn was actually super smart and had a lot of control over her career. The modern fanbase that continues to reduce her to just being a sex symbol would probably make her furious. 7. Frida Kahlo would despise the way her image has been commodified. She was fiercely anti-capitalist, and now you can find her face on everything from tote bags to makeup brands. It's the exact opposite of what she stood for, and I can't imagine she'd be happy about it. 8. Andy Warhol would hate how people treat his work now. He was all about making fun of consumer culture, but ironically, his art has become exactly what he was critiquing, a commodity. His current fanbase seems to miss the whole point of his art entirely. 9. Elvis Presley. I think he'd be pretty uncomfortable with how some fans today still cling to the King of Rock and Roll title while ignoring the huge contributions of black artists who influenced him. He might have embraced the fame back then, but seeing how revisionist history works today would probably give him pause. 10. Heath Ledger would probably be creeped out by how people still obsess over his portrayal of the Joker. That role was intense for him, and it's weird how it has become this cult obsession among fans who overlook his other incredible performances in favor of the dark, edgy Joker persona.